When they are little, kids are often afraid of the dark.
Jamie Hogan wants to encourage them to explore it. Hogan is a Maine illustrator and writer, and 207's Beth McAvoy talked with her about the magic of the night sky.
I see more and more kids with devices and they're not looking up, and I thought maybe they don't even know that there's a Milky Way up there. It's kind of like this sense that there's a lot up there that we're unaware of.
Jamie Hogan has illustrated more than a dozen children's books, but Skywatcher is only the second she's also written.
Essentially, it's the story of a boy and his mom going out and discovering, the wild.
The stars are hard to see in the city where Hogan's main character, a boy named Taman, lives with his mother.
He has a comic book, and it's called Skywatcher, and that's where he's sort of seeing information about the stars. And so he asks his mother, where are they? I can't see them. And so they go to the park. They can't see them there because there's too many lights at night. So she takes them on a long drive, and they go to a wild place and camp, and they see the Milky Way, and it changes them. So he comes back to the city, at least knowing that they're there and thinking about how to defend the dark.
Inspiration for Skywatcher came from a newspaper article titled "Let There Be Dark."
And the article was about, Baxter, Katahdin, and Acadia all looking to become dark sky, parks. And I was just sort of curious, what is that about, And I know that there are nocturnal animals that need the dark, but it was clear that humans need dark too. And so I thought, does that have potential as a story for kids?
From her home studio on Peaks Island, Hogan focused on the illustrations first, as her story went through several drafts.
It takes a while to develop a kid's book. It seems like a simple text, but it actually every word has to matter. You almost have to think of it like poetry.
I particularly like the part where they're building a fire and pitching their tent, and the main character is surprised that his mom knows how to do those things. And that resonated with me, having a son. And so often our children think or just see us as a mom or a dad. Yeah. How important was that theme in the book?
I think it was really important to me, and I think that that when we go to a place that isn't our usual orbit, that's where we maybe learn a little something about each other. And I definitely wanted him to sort of notice things about his relationship maybe that he didn't notice before.
When it comes to light pollution, do you think people are aware of it?
I was not. I absolutely was not until I saw that article, and now I've learned more about it. But I think that even on Peaks Island, Peaks Island is like 3 miles, out to sea, and we still have glow from Portland.
Why do you think it's so important for people to look up, and especially at night?
I think we need to realize that the world is bigger than us. It's important that we remember that it's our window on the universe, and we spend a lot of time just looking at a device or at something at the end of our arm. And we need to look a little farther than that and understand that we're part of a galaxy. And if we can't see it, we can't envision that. So I think it's important not to, have the stars disappear with all of our overlit tendencies.
If you're trying to teach parents and children about anything in this book, what are you trying to teach?
What I want people to understand is that there's wilderness out there, and there's also wilderness within us, and we need to be connected to it.
In the back of her book, Jamie Hogan gives a lot of information and advice on how children can become skywatchers and help mitigate light pollution. As always, we've got a link to the story on our News Center Maine website and app.